Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? And welcome back. Anybody that's catching up on this is a live stream. So if you're watching it in the future, it's a replay. And today we are going to be giving our gas-powered RC more fueling because that's the stock stuff in there, and that's pretty rubbish. It's like strangling a cat. You don't get enough fuel, so don't go very fast. And I've just got a notification that I'm live. Look at that. Whoop, whoop. How's everybody? Let's get the chat up and running and see who's in today. You don't want to hear the Clash of the Clans. Do you like the new specs as well? I can't see anything with them. I kind of wish I hadn't got them now, but there you go. It is what it is. So who do we have with us tonight? We've got Buggies and Truggies. Evening, how are you? Playing fifth. I did take it out for a little run last week. Nothing major though, just to get the flow of some fuel going through it and clearing out that engine. So getting it ready because the good weather or the better weather's coming. The ground's not all bogged down. So yeah, hoping to get the fish scales back out soon. Hi Greg, how are you? Toby, Gary, Dan, Joe, Dexter, Toby. Toby, when are you getting one? Big Gaz, Chad. So some of you may recall, if you were here last week, we had a bit of a semi-rage moment when we were putting in these cheap ones, and yeah, I sheared them both off. So sheared those clean off of both of them. So can't seem to get these things on their own anywhere. So we have had to buy a whole new high flow fuel system, which meant getting the Taylor RC one, which also comes with more fuel line. I've got more fuel line than I need. I think I could fuel about 10 cars now, but you know, can never have too much fuel line, I guess. But these are brass, I think now, far better quality and some more clips. I always need more clips. So yeah, we're going to get that in here tonight, and hopefully we don't mess up tonight. Because if we do, there could be rage. So we got 20. Oh, I'm giving myself a thumbs up. I'm giving everyone a thumbs up. 30 grand off. Maybe towards the end of the year. You got to have it during the summer, Toby. Come on. I thought you were working now. Save up the pennies. Save up the pennies, and the pennies will. The pounds will look after themselves. So we get this body off. I'm waiting for somebody to ask me a certain question tonight, which I'll be surprised if I don't get asked the question tonight. But we will see. And I've also done something this week as well. I've got myself some 2-stroke oil as the lube to get those hose lines on. Hopefully that was going to make it a little bit easier. Do you want to have them in all your... Yeah, I'm probably going to... What I'm going to do is I'm going to fit these ones to this one. And then I'm likely going to get another one of these and fit it to the other car, which has got the alley ones in there. Because I'm pretty sure with a bad crash, if there's any movement, that they sheared so easy. I'm pretty sure they might shear off again. So I didn't run this one last week. I did run the OBR, gave it a little blast. Get this one out. Might be out this week. Callum might be out this week, which means Jack might be out this week as well. So it might be all of us. I don't know. I haven't got anything to film though. That's the problem. Nothing specific to film. And I've still got a few videos to finish off doing. So although we might do, I did get a new car turn up. Not sure how to do a video on it. We did get this little thing 1/24th, 1/24th? Yeah, 1/24th crawler turn up for us to test. I know other people have done them, but we didn't have a mini crawler and they offered it to me. Said if I could do a video on it. And to have a 1/24th crawler, so why not? Depends what we're doing. Don't know what we're doing yet though. And got a few other things coming. Got the new Rolaro coming. Thinking about the FTX Super Forza, but don't know about that at the moment. And what else? Oh, it looks like I might not be getting the drift car now because where I was getting it from, I haven't been able to get it. So I'm now trying to source it from somewhere else. But it is what it is. Why weren't you at the YouTube race? That's the question. I was invited. It was always going to be tough for me to get there. Number one, I don't really have a race buggy car. I wasn't going to spend 400 quid to get one. So the only car I could have run really was the Rolaro 1/12, which is a bit small, which I would have done. But the biggest issue was it's a Friday night at 7 o'clock up in Cambridgeshire. I live in Kent. In order to get up to Cambridgeshire on a Friday night for 6:30, because the races started at 7, I would have had to go through the Dartford Tunnel. And I worked out that it was roughly going to take me between 3 to 4 hours, depending on the traffic, to get there. And it just wasn't worth, it just wasn't worth it at the end of the day. Just too much driving, plus then driving back for the race. I do a lot of travelling as it is, and it just wasn't something which ticked the box. And if I had to pick either Callum or Jack up to do it as well, that would have added an extra hour to the journey to go and pick them up. So it just didn't make sense on a Friday night to do it. If it'd been a weekend or on a Saturday or a Sunday, makes more sense. I could make a day of it, driving that sort of distance and have a day out and do something, but not just for an evening. It's too far. Morning, Arctic Rob. How are you? Yeah, Dartford Tunnel. And I looked on the night, and the Dartford Tunnel was backed up 6 miles to the M20 junction. So it just wasn't worth it. I made the right choice to bail. If it had been on another night, or not another night, rather a different day, like a Saturday or Sunday, and I could get out, fine, but it would have meant taking an afternoon off work, leaving my house about probably 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and if the traffic wasn't bad, then I'd get up there and I'd be kicking my heels around for 2 hours. So, just far too much hassle. Far too much hassle. Right, so, getting back to this, obviously we could take the fuel tank out again and do it right this time. Because, do we take the fuel tank or do we do it in situ this time? What do you think, guys? In situ or take it out? You're wrenching on the Colchester Council bothering RC again. Yes, very much so. And I think this weekend, if we do go, well, we think we might be going, depends on what's happening, because there's a guy from America that's over that wants to meet up as well, but it depends on, again, who's out, what's doing what, where they're going, and for how long. I don't mind doing the long drives, the 3-4 hour drives, but it's got to be worthwhile. There's no point me doing it to go to a skate park for 2 to 3 hours and do over a total of over 6 or 7 hours worth of driving to do 3 to 4 hours worth of bashing. It's just not worth it. Paul's salting the tank. Yes. Well, we put the old one back in, didn't we? Doris Nichols, Rovan Hybrid BLT. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting the Rovan Hybrid actually. It does look quite good. Right, so let's see if we can get this right this time. Because we got it totally and utterly wrong last time, didn't we? Well, I say it's Taylor. It's not. It's Detroit. It's Detroit Performance that do these, isn't it? But I got them from Taylor. Taylor doesn't. Oh, these are. Yeah. Wow. The weight difference. You don't appreciate it when you've got the fuel line in there, but the weight difference when you pick this up to what the other one is a huge difference in the weight. Yes. Yeah, that makes a big difference. So this time we're gonna get a bit of two-stroke oil on it before we slide it through. Oh, that slips through nicely now. And this one is gonna have the pickup on it. So we do need to take this out, I think. I'll take this out for now. I want to see how much hose line we actually need to have a nice pickup. And I am going to cut this one out of, not that, this hose line here, because I've got spare of this is clear, so I can get a good length of it here rather than the red one, because I want the red one, and I'm going to, because I messed up, I've obviously don't want to run out of the red one. So we cut that there. We get some two-stroke oil on there, yes. And this is strawberry flavoured two-stroke oil. And this one definitely does have my glasses so I can actually see what I'm doing. Come on. There we go. Well, that's gone on there nicely, actually. Very nice indeed. You'll be getting there it is. I knew someone had to ask the question. Will I be getting the new Corally? No. Not a chance in hell. I think hell would freeze over. And I'll be honest with you, we've been talking about this, and even if I was offered it free, I wouldn't take it. Believe it or not. I say wouldn't take it. Would I take it? If I was offered it free, I might take it just to beat the absolute snot out. Well, problem is it won't take a snot beating because it's going to break. So I could take it and then do an honest car, you know, but problem is then I'd have to probably bin it, because I wouldn't sell it, because I wouldn't sell that sort of car to anybody. My conscience would be, I don't have the room to put it anywhere. I have sold the other Kronos that we had. Oh, sorry, the Kronos that we had. I have sold that. It's just, no, I won't be getting it. Not a chance in hell. If they offered it to me for free, I did say I wouldn't get it as well. I might get it just to do, you know, saying people can see how bad it is going to be, because it might be really, really good. I could be totally and utterly surprised, but I don't think I will be, unless they've changed their quality of their materials. it ain't going to be no different. It's still going to just fall apart. And you won't be able to get the spares for it. Well, certainly not in the UK you won't. You'd have to order them from Belgium. This is going to wind me up now. You have to order them from Belgium. Come on. Oh, come on. There we go. You have to order them from Belgium. How to get high? Oh, petrol. Love it. Yeah, you have to order them from Belgium. I'll get what I'm trying to say out in a minute. At $20, €20 shipping. So no, it won't be something we are planning on getting. Certainly won't be spending my own money on it. Let's put it that way. Berlin Mist Hardcore RC representing the YouTube race. Yeah, it was just too far for me to go, Chad. To be honest with you, I was planning on going. I was invited to go, but Friday night at the time it was just where I live. It was just not doable. Yeah, the new Crowley XL. I mean, it's basically a Kronos with a buggy body, as far as I can tell. Hi, Mike Bird. How are you? How's everybody? Good. Thompson RC. How are you? And why not? It's XL. It's built with extremely tough parts. I mean, they're bold claims that they're putting out there as well. By saying the most durable buggy on the market. I mean, they shouldn't make those sort of claims because they're not going to be true. I hate to say it, but unless they've changed their materials, and I come back to this every single time. I want Corrali to do well. I really do, because I think the design of the Kronos XTR was very good, but the quality of parts, the quality of the materials used is shocking, and the parts availability is shocking. I sat on a shelf for 6 months because I couldn't get a part for it. You just can't do that. Are you going to get this Halo? I'm thinking about it, Addicted. I really am. A lot of it depends on if we get, the drift car, which is now not looking likely, which really sucks because I was looking forward to that. Supervisor GT. Again, that keeps getting pushed back on the date and I can't make my mind up on it. I want to see how much the spares are for the rear wheels before I make a commitment, because the rear wheels are different size to the front wheels and that concerns me. If I'm honest, I don't want to be buying a car which costs a stupid amount for new tyres. Just cut this off there, I think. So I want to see how much those tyres are, new wheels are first, before we commit to buying that. Because again, I don't want something that's going to turn into a shelf queen because it's 70 quid to buy new tyres, and the only tyres you can get are the ones that they provide. Yeah, the Radix 6 I think is probably okay for driving around groundwork, etc. As you say, you wouldn't take it near a skate park. I mean, I'm working on a video at the moment, which I will get it done. It's just next playing up, and come on you go. Yes, I've got that list. Now I've got new glasses, and the glasses aren't quite right, so I'm going to try and edit a bit today, but it never happened. Plus, I was busy with work. Come on, go on all the way. I'd like you to go on all the way. It just looks neater, I think. Right, that's about as far as it's going to go. Make sure that... Actually, I'll probably... Oh, look at that. On the other one that was the wrong way round, I could have just spun them both round like that and then put it in without having to try to undo them and take them off. Oh, the simple physics of it. That's really annoying. I've done that. I laugh about it now. I wasn't laughing about it last week, I can tell you. Do. Where's my clear hose gone now? So what do you guys think of the new... I'm not done with it. What do you guys think of the new Corrali? That's the point. What I think. What do you guys think? I don't know what I've done with it. I'll drop it on the floor. No. I'll just use this bit. Robert Wood, evening. How are you? 70% park capacity with the standard light exercise, so weaker than the existing line. Yeah. Hi Philip. Hi. How are you? Are you out this weekend at all? Cotswold Mike. Evening. Alistair, are you getting the new Corrali? I don't understand Charlie either, to be brutally honest with you. But, you know, they're just telling you to use super glue instead. The price looks good, though. Gary says, weak plastic blends do seem to be the fashion. It sells more spares. Yeah. And I think Traxxas have weakened their stuff as well. Yeah, says Alistair, Traxxas plastic ain't what it used to be, no. That's your bodies evening, how are you? Love Corrali. I've got some more spares for you, Alistair. I found some. You can, well, it's hardly a spare, it's broken, but you're welcome to that as well. And I think the shock shaft's a bit bent, and yeah, the top of the shock's gone, but the rest of the shock's okay, I think. So you can have that as well. I don't need it. I did spot that last week, but you were so close away from the snap, best let it go. Thanks, Gary. Come on, evening. I don't know what we're doing this weekend at the moment, to be brutally honest with you. Don't know. I'm definitely out, I just don't know where I'm out, or if I'm out or out. Or I'm trying to find out if the boys are out or not out, and trying to find out from them is almost impossible until the night before, which then makes it difficult for me to plan what I'm doing. That looks good. Looking much better already. I wonder why one of them's got an F on it. Oh, don't suck, yeah. Pah. Just noticed one of them's got an F on it. I'm stamped on both sides. And the other one hasn't. I wonder if that's the one that's supposed to take the intake. Who knows? I don't think there's any difference between the two. There better not be anyway. But whoever suggested, I had a lot of suggestions last week about how to put these bits on easier. So this is the one I thought I'd try first. Just a bit of two-stroke oil to help these slide on, and it certainly has helped a lot. So I can't remember who suggested it, but whoever did, thank you very much. Someone else also suggested boiling water. Various suggestions on how to make them go on easier. So you did have lots of options to try. Try and get this on a little bit more without breaking it. There we go. Right. Ouch, that hurts. That's that bit done, nice and easily. And then we get a bit of oil around the grommet, because that's most to make that going easier as well. Bit of lube. There we go. That went in easier as well. So there you go, guys. Bit of two-stroke oil, and it all goes in a lot easier. A little bit. I'm going to wash my hands a little bit now and read some comments. Who else? We've got some more people coming in. Hi Brandon, what are the light colour pieces at the end of the fuel line? These pieces here, the white one and the black one, they are quick release fuel line things, so it makes it easier to take the engine out. Got the other sides here, and I've put them this way so that when I've taken the engine out, I can then clip them together like that to keep the fuel line keep the fuel tank clean and dirt, not getting any dirt in there. And then to clip them on, the other fuel line coming out, just clip together there. I'll go put the other hose in there, I'll go in there, up and under. It just makes it nice and easy for taking the engine out without having to get under here, under the fuel tank, under this and under the hoses and everything. So it just makes life a lot easier. Kent Nichols, evening, how are you? The price of the new car isn't too bad. Why haven't I got a spanner? Because you're a big enough tool already, Jono? That one good? And I can't do it from here anyway. Greg, I'd rather buy a Taylor 40 GT. I know, it's a lot of money though. A lot of money. Hi Kent, how are you? Sarah Waller, hi, how are you? Dave, when I get addicted is saying, Dave, when I get to vacation, I'm finally going to get the primal trick. I've not got it out yet. I've had several servos blow out on me and didn't have time to get, oh wow. You're not the only one that I've heard have primal servos give out. I don't think they're that good. You end up having to put the AGF RC ones in there. Work this weekend, Dave, but moving sites to Chelmsford next week, so you'll be seeing. Oh, good. Be good to see you, Phil. I haven't seen you for absolutely ages. See how you're getting on with your drone flying. Oh, it's good to know. Bachelor Brothers, you're good. Robert Wood, I like the idea of it, but it is better than my Typhoon Success. I doubt it, Robert. I doubt it very much. It might be. We could all be pleasantly surprised. I'd wait for certain YouTubers to do the videos on it. And then go from there, see what they think of it. Yeah, where has Stacey gone? What is that? I've done that one. Might be fill or overflow, smaller tube. No, I think they're both the same. Both the same difficulty in putting things on. So I think they're both the same, to be honest with you. I don't think there's any difference in them. It's probably just something to try and make things, I don't know, who knows. Anyway, I'm not changing it. No, not again. The feed line, I know, S stands for fuel line, obviously. RC Driver on, I snapped the rear wing on first. Has RC Driver got one already? There you go, already coming out and already, yeah, what a surprise. I mean, the wing, just shocking. Do these gas cars take E5 or E1? Ideally, you want super, so E5, because unless you do the modifications to the carburetor to sort out so that the ethanol doesn't corrode it all. Personally, I don't like ethanol in fuel at all. It corrodes plastics, it corrodes rubbers, it's just nasty stuff, it absorbs water. So I will always buy E5. Yeah, I mean, you can run them on E10, but I run them on 99 octane. Now E10 is less octane battery bodies. Well, depends. E10 is 95 or 97 at best, whereas E5 is 98 or 99 over here. But ethanol absorbs water, that's the problem. No, I haven't got a new camera. Same camera. Maybe it's just, I don't know. Maybe YouTube have sorted out some compression. Stephen Hobson, hi, how are you? Sorry for being ignorant, but what will you gain from what you are doing? Many thanks to you. So basically, two things that I will gain from doing this. One is this stock fuel line. Kinks, it's very brittle, and if there's a lot of compression sucking the fuel in, it compresses and restricts the fuel flow. So by doing what we're doing with this fuel line, And this stuff also corrodes or it becomes very brittle very easily. So, and I probably should have used this grommet because it's got 3 holes in it, so it's got an extra breather. But yeah, I probably should have done. I don't think this. Yeah, that's got to go because it hasn't got a hole in it. Whereas this one, I believe, has got a hole in it, so that one can go on there. That one can't, because that cap doesn't have a hole in it to allow. Oh, it does actually. There's a small hole. I might drill that hole a bit bigger. I might use it. I don't like the look of that cap, so I might actually. Just make that hole a little bit bigger. Yeah, it does. It can suck the fuel. So anyway, getting back to what I was saying, it just allows the car to fuel better without having any starvation going on. And also has the benefit of me putting these quick release clips in so that I can get the fuel lines off and get the engine out quicker and easier. Otherwise, every time I want to get the engine out, I've got to undo this here, get underneath here, undo that, and then I've got to do all that back up, and you can see it's already starting to go here. Look, it's just, this fuel line's horrible, nasty stuff. And I probably should have used that grommet. If I have air issues, I'll come back and use that grommet going forward. Adding better fuel lines, David. Which fuel is zero ethanol? Well, E5 is supposed to have maximum 5%, but some of the brands over here will have 0. If you look on YouTube, there's some videos doing some tests on it. E10 is supposed to have 10%. So E5 is supposed to have 5% ethanol. E10 is supposed to have 10% ethanol. We're nasty with lossy pricing, Traxxas gears and warranty, armour diff, Spectrum Electronics, Carolee Plastics and parts availability. We do, Sam, but we do. I know in Canada 91 octane is ethanol free, in the US recreational fuel is ethanol free, but I'm not sure what Ron. That is, I buy True Fuel 92 octane ethanol free, yep. You're welcome, Frax, you're welcome. Well, Fraxis, I think your first time to the stream as well, so welcome. Trying to catch up on some comments here. Thanks for the help, Hardcore and Greg. I will buy E5 or fuel without ethanol if I can find it. Yeah, E5, definitely. E10 is not too bad if you're running it and emptying the tank after every run, but it will eventually. You can, on these Walbro carbs, you can buy ethanol or upgrades or changes to it that you put in there which are ethanol resistant, so they don't corrode. The spiral for the diaphragm, etc., and an ethanol resistant bulb here. The carb that we've got on the OBR is ethanol resistant. This one is not, so I wouldn't run this one. And to be honest with you, I just don't like ethanol in anything. I run my nitro on the grease that you do for kebabs. No, you don't. You run your diesel on that, Jono. What's wrong with the original cap? I didn't think there was a hole in it because this isn't. Is this a stock? I can't remember if this is a stock fuel tank or not. But they don't normally come with that breather thing, wherever it's gone. The guy I bought it off had fitted this with the breather line on it as well, which is an option. I might do that as a later upgrade, especially if we get a bigger engine. With a 32 it should be fine. If we get something like the 40 and put it in here, it will probably need additional breathing. So having this extra third pipe that then allows for a breather head on it as well. Just allows the air to get in there for when the engine's sucking. You must have gallons of fuel saved up. I like to use the Full Force fuel line kit on my Fiscals. Yeah, I did look at the Full Force One Nitro, but it seemed to be very similar to the top one, which I broke. And I also actually prefer these ones, mainly because they're brass, and also because this part wasn't as long. And I found that on the other one, with this part being so long, it pushed so far into the tank, it didn't really allow this heavy duty or the high flow piping to bend much. So the whatchamacallit that sits in there, I forget what they call them now, the bit that filters the fuel, would sit up high instead of going down into the lower part of the tank, so it wouldn't suck up all the fuel. Just got my DR8 and it's superb. Also done the upgrades. Nice, Paul. DR8 is a great little car. Do love the DR8. Right. Now, how long do we want to make these bits? That's the question. Not too long, I would suggest. I can't remember how long I made in the other car. 1 second. No, I did make them long, actually, 14 mil. Which surprises me a bit, but it allows for better pathing, believe it or not, because we can then bring it back like that. It just allows for better pathing without any kinking at all. Not that it kinks. It's the same shape as a normal one, but I think he got a replacement. I can't remember. My cat's the original one. It does have a breather hole in it. Yeah, they both. It does have a breather hole. I just couldn't see one on there to start off with. It's on the two-stroke oil bit. The clunk, that's the one Nitro, thank you. I would always cut the barbs down the Full Force kit with the fuel lines bigger than stock for more fuel. Yep. I did think you could do that as well. When I was looking at this afterwards, I'm thinking, maybe, because it's got barbs further up, maybe you could cut that down, because you could I could never get the fuel line all the way onto this, but I did notice there was a barb further up, so whether it was for different types of fuel tanks, you then cut it to the size you wanted. Anyway, it broke, so that wasn't an option. I'm going to put that on there. Don't know what that was like, actually. I prefer I actually prefer the look of the silver one. I will be honest. So I actually prefer the look of the ones that came with the top one. These silver ones. I just think I don't know, they just make it look a bit more snazzy, I guess you could say. A bit more blingy rather than black ones. And who doesn't like a bit of bling? Come on. There we go. Come on. Don't you push back on me. You don't want to go in the hole. Get over that. Come on. Get that out of the way. Come on. It is like trying to slide something else on. I want that one a little bit more. That's better. Puffing and a puffing. So come on. There we go. So now we can clip that in there like that. And it fits down there nicely. Hopefully. There's a little bit of twisting, I think. That'll do. That'll do. Buggers and Truggies, bud. Oh, Buggers and Truggies. Oh, hi. How are you? You should come up last. You should have come up last Friday, Dave. You would have smashed it. No, I wouldn't have done. I'd have sucked. Dave Smith. Oh, I missed some stuff. Gotta love kids that make you miss stuff. You do indeed. Chris's RC Getaway. How are you? You keeping well? Stephen Hobson. Sorry, should put the. Yeah, that was another option that someone suggested last week. I forgot what it was. About putting them in hot water makes it easier. I thought I'd try the oil, the two-stroke oil to start off with, see how that worked. Seems to have worked okay, so we can try different methods each time, really, can't we? That's the beauty of this sort of thing. This one just doesn't want to sit as nicely as the other one, though. It's almost like I might be a bit too long on this bit. Might be. Let me go and check. No, it's the same on the other one. That one does ping up a bit if I don't clip it underneath there. It does sit up like that. So that's fine. Right. Next one. And check I've done this length right as well. Yep, same length, 14. Scissors, scissors, scissors. What is this table eating stuff or what? I did cut that right length, sure I did. 14, yep. This could be the interesting part of getting it onto this fuel line under here with this big air filter on there. This could be the interesting bit because it's hard enough to do with the stock stuff, let alone this stuff. So it might be, I don't want to take the engine out if I can help it though. Might be take the air filter off to get to it. I can't be bothered to do all the remeshing tonight or tomorrow. I'll have to get the air filter out to do this. And this is part of the reason, with this big air filter that comes with the Losi, it does really restrict, there's my rib, really restrict the access here to get to the bottom of that car. You just can't, really can't get to it. It just makes it so difficult to get to under here because I can't get my finger in there enough to prise it on. I can't get it in there enough to prise it on. So like it easier just to take this off, get the air filter off, and then we can get to it. Good, my friend. Love watching and learning. Helps me grow my channel. Always such positive people. I love it. Well, thank you, Chris. Evening. The other Chris, Waterside Bashers. How are you? Give me a chance to check the air filter anyway. I probably need to get a better, at some stage, a better air filter on there, but I did spend quite a bit of money getting this thing, so I'm reluctant then to buy a different air filter. Not that one. M4. I think. think it also undoes the carb. Yeah, this one also undoes the carb, I think, which is really annoying. Whereas on the other one, yeah, on the other one you can take the air filter off without having to take the carb off, which is slightly annoying on this one. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Careful, because I don't want to have to replace that gasket if I can help it. And people say, "Oh, you've undone it now. You've got to do the gasket." It's like, well, I'm not going to. Actually, it's going to be easier even now to. Just get in there and. Slide it on like that. There we go. Perfect. That should be up the other way. Where did I have it? Did I have it? I had it sitting down like that, didn't I? I'm wondering if it should be up. Anyone know which way around this goes? Does the thing go down the bottom or does it go up the top and sit higher like that? Almost want to say it should sit higher. I've never really looked at it before, but looking at it now and how close that gets when it's the other way round to down being down low, and then having the option of it having up here. Greg, which way round does yours fit? Does yours sit up high like that? I don't know whether you can see. So you've got quite a bit of space under here, whereas you're sitting down low and then getting quite close to the fuel tank, so you can't really get your fingers underneath here at all. Because that would then answer the question why I couldn't do the quick release last week, because I couldn't get my fingers underneath it, but with it up that way round I would be able to get my fingers underneath to do the quick release. I think it sits up. That's the question. Goes towards the space on the bottom. Does it? So it fills in the space at the bottom, doesn't sit up like this. So it gets crammed right over. I mean, that's where I've always had it. I suppose if you have it up that way round, it makes it harder to press the bobble on the fuel thing as well. I guess it does go that way. Yeah, so we'll be doing it up tighter because I don't want it all coming. I've had a fuel filter come off before and that ain't pretty. In fact, so unpretty it killed the engine. Because we didn't know it had come undone, and when we did find out, it had been sucking in a load of sand to the engine. It weren't pretty. That's what killed our first engine, I think. Should be good. Went in easily. I'm debating on getting different mates from mine because of how much of a pain it is to get behind. Yeah, it is a real. Whereas you can get the ones that come out and up here, fast stews ones and everything else like that, because it is a pain to get behind this stock one. It really is. Maybe that's something we look at this year. If we get a different engine, maybe we'll get a different intake for it as well. Because this one, I don't mind the other one because it's smaller and rounder and you can get up underneath it, but this one's a real pain. Yeah, sounds about right. Greg sucking up all the grass. Get rid of that stock pea and get a proper pipe for the evening, Rob. How's your new part? What else did you get apart from the these bits? Hi Josh. Always RC. How are you? Now I've got to make sure I can get this bit of fuel pipe sticky up. Well, when I wanted to get the new fuel system, Rob, it was never in stock. Here's the problem. Fast stew one was never ever in stock. Made it quite hard to get. Where's my pot of two-stroke? Where's my lube? Probably should have put this on first. I've warmed it up in water. SOB. Once you get it over that first bit, it's okay. It's oh. Oh, it's on there. Hallelujah. Done, done, done. Yeah, see that? Again, doesn't want to sit as nicely because on the other one it comes beyond this air filter. Like that. I'll pop that there. Doesn't fit as nice, it doesn't look as nice as it does on the other one, but it's there, it's working. And then for people that were asking, these quick release baubles, so if I want to take the engine out now, all I have to do is click that, the fuel lines are undone, so I can now click that there like that, click that one in like that so the fuel doesn't then start leaking everywhere, and out comes the engine. It's just so much easier to do it that way. And because I've put them on the other way around, you can't get them wrong, they go back together going the right way. There we go, it does poke down now, perfect. Perfect! Wash my hands. So now we should have better fueling. It's a bit of bling as well because you've got the red pipes. You can see that. Bit of red piping for it. Oh, we've got to get that back on now. That's a pain in the butt to put back on as well. The Asuga video. Who's got their Asuga video up? It's in my bedside drawer, Jono. Okay, Rob, I might have to talk to you about that then. See how you did yours. Because I always thought the Crazy Stew one was expensive for what you were getting. Maybe I'll have a chat and see what bits you actually ordered to get. Because I think that might make the OBR breathe a bit better. Then I'll put the other filter on here. Because this is it's a pain because you've got to try and get underneath. It just don't give you enough room. The whole thing is just so crammed in there. That's why I thought it might supposed to go on the other way around. You must do something, poke it through. You need to poke it through, get up the other end. And then it wants to come. Oh, it's a royal pain in the backside. I'll take that fuel line back through there for the minute. Like I said, pain in the arse. Yes, I swore, because it's not sat on underneath, it's come off. winds me up. And then it crushes all the foam as you're taking it on and off. It's just a wind-up merchant, it really is. It's almost like you have to take the engine out to get this stupid thing on. Right, I think it's on now. I think. Better there. Better there, better there. Is it on down there? Yeah, it's on down there. Now I can bring that fuel line back through. Right. We're done. Finally. Hi WTF, how are you? Hi Adam. Yes, I must get back to you on that, sorry. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I'm annoyed because I ordered... Oh, where have we gone? I ordered some parts from eBay for the XTR to improve the steering on it. On Sunday I ordered them. It's supposed to be fast delivery, fast shipping. They're not here yet. Not even showing up on Royal Mail tracking yet, which is really annoying. And yet, something else I ordered Sunday night was some O-rings for the Samba exhaust because I lost the other ones that I had. And they arrived. Why have I got that? Oh, don't tell me that didn't go on there. That obviously came off. Glad I've seen it. That would have been nasty. I've got to go for all this again. Yay! Lucky me. When we thought we were done, the velocity stack is not on. Or spacer, whatever you want to call it. Velocity spacer, stack, I don't know what it can. But it needs that bit. That much I do know. Evening Craig, how are you? Spit on it, lube it up, yeah. Hi Gaines. My pre-filter is slightly tearing after removing it so many times. Clean it from the foam filters at least 6 times so far. Yeah, I've cleaned mine, I don't know how many times. I normally try and do it after, it depends on the conditions we're running in, but certainly if it's dusty conditions, I clean it every time. Other than that, every 2 to 3 runs it gets cleaned. But if it's dusty, then every run. Right, start again. Come on. Don't want to cross thread, so we will go in. Yeah, that would have been cross threading. Which is definitely the last thing you want to be doing is cross threading anything, especially on that isolator block, because I don't have a spare one of those. Enough. Back out the way again. Maybe have a bit more room this time to get in there with the stupid filter. No, Dan, I don't love this job. So, actually, I say that. I actually quite like working on the Lossy. It's quite an easy car to work on because it normally has a lot of room. So I actually do quite like working on these cars. The worst bit is probably redoing the diffs because there's just so much silicone grease that comes out. It makes them a bit of a nightmare to clean. Get all the grease out of them. You go through so much brake cleaner doing it, but apart from that, I actually like working on these cars. They're quite easy to work on because they're so open spaced, and you're not stripping screws as well because pretty much the smallest is a 3mm hex. Everything's 4, 5 or 6mm hexes, so you're not worrying about burring heads. It's all metal, so if you need to heat it up, you can heat it up. Most of it's metal fitments, so you can get in there with a heat gun and heat it all up. Yeah, it's much better. Much easier to work on. Right, here we go again. Yeah, there's a bit more room this time. See behind there, that goes on easier. Much easier. Yes, much better. There we go. High flow fuel lines done. So I'm hoping the parts of the XTR turn up tomorrow because it's in bits at the moment. It's slightly annoying because I ordered the parts Sunday night in the UK. Hi Noah, how are you? It doesn't matter how warm the weather is. The wing, if it's made of the same material as all the other Corrali wings, it just shatters. When they sent me the free spares, they actually sent me 2 or 3 wings. So they knew it was an issue, but they still released the cars with the stupid wings. Heat isolation block, there we go, same difference. Gasket, yes, the thingamajig. Hey, if you more you do it, Rob, the more you learn to do it, don't you? But you know me, I can't take something apart without putting it back together and having things still. If it be dry shafts, if it be bearings, the worst one's when you're doing an armour bearing. An armour diff. You take out the bearing from the outdrive side on the diff cut side, and you put it all back together, fill it up with oil, put it all back together and everything, and realise yes, forgotten to put the bearing on. No, people were asking about your mum in here earlier. Let my dish sit overnight, upside down, gets most grease out, then clean the rest of it. Yeah, I could do that. I normally don't have the time to do that though. WL Toys for the win. I'm very good, Noah, thank you. You out this weekend? Chris says, did the bling broke already? Just got down watching the video. No, the bling didn't break already, so that's good. Don't think I'm doing anything actually. Oh, come on. Get on the train, Noah. You've got the offer to be picked up. Oh, where you built your rally circuit, Griffey? Rather than a Typhon, yeah. It's not a bad price for the new Corrali, but I think it might even be too big. They needed to go 5th scale, because ultimately you could make an armour one by putting a Creighton chassis on it and an armour and Creighton wings on buggy. Oh, then it'll be a Creighton. Possibly. What, with the armour dish, Rob? Yep, I've done that more than once as well. Oh, I'm just teasing. No, actually, I'm teasing you. They were just asking if Noah's mum's on the stream tonight. That's all. Right, that's all done. Now I'm going to show you what the XTR or TR, whatever. What do you call it? Still got to do that. Got a little power wagon to play with. So I did come home last week to have a look at what the issue was with the steering. And ultimately it was where I've made my own, and you don't know what I've done with it now. I made my own servo horn, and I can't see it in there now, which really sucks, because if I can't find that, I can't run it at all. So then I thought I didn't get enough throw, so I then made another one, and that then fouls the dry shaft still because of this bit here. So I need to make one in between, but you can't make them with these because you drill into the hole that's already there. And I thought I put the spare one in there, but I can't. Oh, there it is. So I made that myself, drilled and tapped that hole so that it didn't foul the dry shaft. But that hole probably needs to be another 2, 3, maybe 4 mil higher, so you get better swing, faster swing on it. And in order to do that, you're then getting very close to the hole that's up there, so you end up slipping into that hole. So that didn't work. So I thought, oh no, I'll use the existing one with the hole already there, and I'll then just cut that down because it should fit. And it did fit until I put this bit on, and then this bit, as it moves, hits the dry shaft. So that's no good. So I have got a upgraded alley one from GPM coming, which then fits on a 25 tooth spline servo, and also still has the bit that sticks out, which then goes into that bearing there. So you get a nice good housing, and you also get, rather than this, I'll put you down for a second. Rather than this plastic servo holder that comes with Traxxas, which is cheap, don't get me wrong, I just don't think it will last very long without bashing, which is why we got this on there. It comes with an aluminium one, so that's what we were going to be doing tonight if the part turned up, but it didn't. So I'm hoping it turns up tomorrow. If it don't turn up tomorrow, this will be next week's stream on how to make the XTR steer better. That's the other one down there. It's got the blue fuel lines on it, as you can see. Nice Vertigo clutch system, Blackbone clutch in there. See, that air filter is a lot smaller. There's the Baja. That will be coming back out, because that's just reminding me, actually, I've got some Blackbone stuff for that, which I've got to give Jason money for, actually. I haven't done that. That's bad me. So I must sort that out this weekend, because I've got new clutch housing, new gears, Blackbone gears, so it's going to be geared higher, geared faster. So that's got to come out soon. What else we've got to do? Road rocks obviously going to come out. I think we found a road for that now, so that can come out. We can build that up, get that going. Do the speed runs on that. Oh, got some new special wheels coming for the Infraction. So they're off of there at the moment. So we've got some drift wheels coming for that to try out and test those. So that's going to be coming soon in a video, believe it or not. And that's why there's no wheels on that. What else? Well, that was supposed to be the drift car, but that ain't coming. So yeah, a few videos to do still. And now the summer's coming, football will finish, Callum will be out more, Jack will be out more, the days will be longer, we can go further, we can drive longer, hopefully it'll be drier. The quality of the videos will be better, because filming in the dark sucks, makes editing so much harder, because you've got to do colour correction and that's what else, because otherwise the videos are just too dark. Or the sun's coming through and it's behind you and it's low, and then you're shooting into the sun. All makes it a nightmare. Utter nightmare. Right, let's go and sit down. I can then read the comments better and engage with you better. I was a bit surprised, actually, by the amount of people that turned around and said that the poll that I did was the FTX won. Put that on. Advert. Who puts adverts on their videos? Pain in the butt. Moderation activities now here. This includes messages that are held for review or removed by the moderation using put time out. You say so. You got a Jeep. How do you find? Because Martin's using it. I thought Martin had cut one down on a normal servo horn. And when I asked him, because I couldn't get it to work last Sunday night after I got home, I asked him and he went, no, you got the GPM ones. I went, okay. More money to spend. But anyway. Oh yeah, I've watched the videos, Sam, go. They did look fun. It was just too much. It was too far for me to go. It doesn't surprise me that it's broken already. It doesn't surprise me that the wing broke. An RC driver doesn't exactly drive them hard, does he? I know Kev's going to get the fact that that Corelli have deemed it the most durable buggy on the market. Their words. Kev's gone, right, well, they've asked for it now. They've asked for it, they're going to get it. And that tempted me to then get it. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to get another Corrali. Yeah, I do need to build the workshop this summer, if I get round to it. It's just too many RC cars in this house. Everything's RC. It's all over the floor, all over the kitchen, all over the garage. It's just everywhere. And if I ever do want to meet a woman, she'll come around this house and she'll have a calico fit with all the stuff in the kitchen, RC cars all over the dining room. There's just, yeah, don't think she'd be too impressed by that. I made my own horn, Griffey. My own horn. The Baja needs a 3-speed box on it and it would fly. Yeah, would that work with a 320 though? Don't know. As I said, I've got the Blackbone stuff with the higher gearing, bigger bearings. I must transfer the money to Jay. I've forgotten all about that. Any option on holes with the XRT knuckles? I don't think so. No, Traxxas cars don't really come with adjustabilities. You can't adjust the toe. You can't adjust the camber. I don't think you can adjust the camber anyway. Everything is set where it is. So that is one of the downsides to the car, but it's not really designed to race. So there is no adjustability in it. And it's a basher at the end of the day. It's a good handling bash racer. To the best dad ever. Thanks, boys. I need to come up and race with you. It's a long way to go, Craig, though. Yeah, I've got to sort my wing mount out. I'm going to put the stock one back on and just cable tie it. Because we don't send it anymore. We've done that. Although Jack still wants to send it. Put a big bore engine in the Baja. I'd rather have... Jay's just done his, and it's a 71. It's a great car, don't get me wrong. But it's so limited in as much as it's a straight line car. And whilst we like the Baja, I wouldn't want to spend that sort of money, really, for me, on a straight line car. I get that people like to do that, and people like that to do the wheelies and everything. But I think we'll probably end up getting the 40 GT and sticking it in the Lossy 5T. I think looking at Mark's car, having driven Mark's car, he's got the 40, the 50, the 55, I think, and the 71. I personally think the 40 is the best engine for that car. For general drivability, for speed, for power, for drifting, for power sliding, for racing, durability of the drivetrain, etc., etc. I think the 40 is the sweet spot. Although I don't know what the new 35 V2 is going to be like. Haven't ordered it yet, Nobium. Thinking about it. Very thinking about it. The boys haven't really been talking at the moment, me and the boys, much, so because they've been working silly hours and he's been going to bed early. So, hi Wayne, how are you? Yep, get the fuel lines done, Wayne. It's worth it, I think. You probably won't notice that much different, but there will be a difference, and it just stops issues later on and stops that fuel line becoming brittle and snapping and just going nasty. He did a big jump, bad landing, wing gone. I can make some room for you, Dave. I need to make room for more cars because as you saw, the Maverick sits on top of the Infraction. The XRT sits on top of one of the Losses. The Lossy sits on top on the workbench, which is where the XRT is at the moment. That's why the other one's on the floor. The other one sits on top of my bike and a lawnmower. I need more room. Paul says GPM is away with all the servo mount, with the Ali servo mount. Yeah, that's what I've got coming. But it's just, it not turned up. Unless he's got, well, it's a bit hard for him to get the because he's dispatched now. So I just had a bit of a go at him. It says fast delivery, and it wasn't fast. So that's what we got coming. And it says there, well, it's down here, fast shipping on all items. We offer affordable price. Shipping time can take, oh, it's changed it. That was saying 3 to 5 working days earlier. Because I said today's the 5th working, and his message back to me said it takes 3 to 5 working days. I went, we're on the 5th working day, and Royal Mail don't have it yet. Dispatch, because he doesn't dispatch it from his address. It's all done through third party. So, bit naughty. Bit naughty. Because, oh, let me have a look. I was hoping it might turn up tomorrow, but I don't think it will because, well, you guessed it, just says Royal Mail has dispatched the item. Which means not with Royal Mail yet, or Royal Mail haven't scanned it. But who knows? Who knows? Oh. No, the J2Os in the fridge are out of date, which sucks. And Jay is alluding with it rolls too easy and God is it loud. Yes, it is, Alistair. Yeah, I might get, I mean, you know, the OBR might end up going in the, I don't know. Don't know. Get a tailor in there, parish council approved. Oh, these glasses are winding me up now. The new ones, they just seem to be a bit wonky. I think they should sit more like that. Don't you think? Traxxas RCs have self-adjusting gears. Each big jump, the monkey metal gears magically have fewer teeth. That's why they got changed straight away. Mark's got a 40 GT, 71 Supreme, and the Diablo. No, he's not. No, he's got the 40. He's got a 50. I think he's got the 55, the 71, and the 88. Because I think you can put a new head. So he had the 40 and the 50 and the 88, and then I think he got. You can change the 40 into a 55 by changing their head and the stroke. And I think you can change the 50 into a 71 by changing the head and the stroke. So when he's running the 71, it's the old 50, but he's put new head and I think the piston's the same, but the rod, so it gets a longer stroke. Because I thought he bought a load of new cars, because he's got a 50, 55, a 71. I thought, how many cars has he got now? But he hasn't. Because you can change them all. Evening, Jay. How are you? All good, thank you. Fuel line problem happened on Dad's 30 North Buggy. Had to change them. Yeah, they just rot away and corrode, especially with the ethanol in it. Like, they've been down the pub, Kern. I don't know. What have you been drinking? Anything decent? Personally, I think the Outcast, I think the backflips. I don't think there's a better tyre. I like the backflips. I want to put the backflips. I've got to buy the axle extenders, keep meaning to do that. Another thing I haven't done for the XRT, or the XTR, is it XTR? TRX Traxxas Racing. What is it? Is it TRX XTR? XRT. Traxxas Racing Truggy. Right, XRT. I'm getting confused because I've been talking to Kronos. Beach racing is called UDR. It's winding me up, these glasses. Yeah, but I suppose I could put some on the drift cars and the smaller cars up there. But I really just want to get all the RCs out my house and somewhere else. Oh, yeah, I know they used to, but certainly the X-Max base ones are not adjustable. It says FedEx. Yes, or UPS. DPD is the only way to go. It's only a best before date, Dave. Still be okay, just not at their best. What's that for? Can't remember. It's me ears that are wonky. It's not, because the other glasses were fine. These ones, I'm just getting used to these ones. But these are new glasses. They're similar to the other ones. But they're different, and they're new lenses, and I'm getting used to the new lenses as well, so I'm keeping them on all the time so I can get used to them. Yeah, bring it, Greg. They've probably got a bylaw in place by then. No, he didn't scrap the 50. He bought a new head, so he's still got the 50 GT head and rod, and all he has to do is to switch it back. He didn't buy a whole new engine, he just bought the new head. It's the same with the... He's still got the 40, I think. Don't think he's made it a 55. I think the 40 was the best. On the X-Max, we run 50-20 on the stock motor with the Max 6. On the XRT, I'm currently running 50-22, but I've got the 46 tooth spur, so I'm probably going to go 46-20, I think. There you go, nitro feet. So it's the 40 goes to the 55, the 46 goes to a 65, and the 50 goes to the 71. Yeah. So Mark had the 40, so he's now got the 50. So he's got a 40 and a 55, depending on which way he wants to go with it. And he had a 50, which he's now he's running as a 71. Nitro freak knows. Which ones have you got, Nitro? He's got the Raminator, but he's made that electric. It's just, why do they come out with these names that so close? XRT is a Kronos. No. XTR is a Kronos. XRT... Yeah, I give up. I'm too old to try and remember all these different things. Doesn't matter anyway, because Alice has got her XTR now. XTR, yeah. Move him in the house and sleep in the shed. Yes, no, he's got a 50. No, he's got a 40, 50, a 40, 50, 55, 71 cc 5T. I've got the Taylor 35, I've got a Taylor 40 and a 55 and a 71 coming soon. Which one do you prefer? In a 5T Nitro, which would you say is the best for that car? Just as your thoughts on it. Good question, Greg, actually. That one out there, it's whatever's stock, so it's a red one, which I think is 8,000. And on the OBR, with the black bone clutch and the sintered metal clutch itself, I think I went to 8,500. I think. Can't remember where I got it from. Either RC Models or I got it from Taylor. Sign in. My account. I'm just going to try and find my orders. It could have been on any one of these. £100 one. What was that? That was the Forever Drive Club. Silicon Control, brake pad. No, it wasn't that one. $466 would have been the Baja with the plate, which I don't need anymore. And I didn't need in the first place. The £79 one, what was that? Kill switch, outways pull start, pre-filled, outways pull start red. Not that one. It must have been from, it was this one. Housing washer bolts, small bolts, Rover easy part pull plate, modified flywheel, hollow point exhaust nut, studs rather. That one. Don't think it was this one. Must have been from Taylor we got it then. I don't want to start adding all this up. So I've got the Vertigo vented clutch plate vented from there. Didn't do magic, but it's 23 tooth pinion. So many pinions I bought that I don't use now because I've got the. Oh, is that as far back as it goes? So it must have been from Taylor then I got it. Blackbone pinion. No, it wasn't that one. That's that. I got the 8,500 RPM Blackbone FS steel clutch. The 23 tooth Blackbone pinion. And a 54mm Blackbone steel clutch bell. And I don't know why I got a 21 tooth as well. I think I got a 21 tooth because I can't remember what's in there actually. I'm going to have a look, see if I've got a 23 or 21 on it at the moment. I think I bought the 21 so I could down gear it for when we were going to race in Art, but that never happened because Art then stopped us running them, which sucks. Yeah, okay, Nitro, thanks. That's my thought as well. From watching all the ones that Mark has and driving Mark's ones with it, I think the 40 GT is, and the 50 will break stuff. And I just don't think there was much of it. When Mark was running his 50 and his 40, he had them both out one day, and I really didn't see much difference in them. And I actually thought the 40 it seemed to have more mid-range and it just seemed to be more versatile engine for that car. I don't know whether it revs higher or not, I don't know. But it just seemed to be the better engine for it. Stock title, if you beef it up, you can go to 55, in my opinion, wouldn't go any higher. No, I mean, Mark just keeps breaking stuff. He's got the 88 Diablo, and he just blew the diff bulkhead open. I still don't know what happened, but literally the whole of the bottom of the diff bulkhead just blew out the bottom. And he's always breaking pins and goodness knows what else. Effectively, when I 32C in it, can't go any bigger than that. Is goodbye chocolate diffs. Well, you can upgrade the diffs, Noah. We have complaints about your old license documented in the minutes of past meetings. I can't produce those minutes to prove it, but they definitely existed. Honest. Oh, Sam, but that's funny. Keep the bigger engines of the tote, yeah. As I said, it was the in his 88 Diablo. He was banging it, and he did the power slide that he did with it was superb. And then he pinned the power and it just stopped. He didn't know what was wrong with it. He'd lost drive. When he rolled it over, the whole of the bottom of where the metal bit comes through and sits in the chassis had just blown out. Now, as I see, you can run bigger like modded 34 from the 33 North safely. There you go. Get an OBR. Or get the 35 might be. Get the 35 V2, Noah. 35 V2 does look good. I just wish I knew what power it put out, but they won't tell us. Wheels down, how are you? How many crashes? 40 to 5G has tons of power, but not over aggressive, whereas you're going to break the drum. Where it's going to break. No, I think it's the 40 that we'll probably end up going with. A 2256 for my 35. Wow, that's quite high gearing, isn't it? Because we're 2362, I think. 2650 for my 40 GT. The 40 stomps, the 35 heads up. Love it. Yeah. The two people, it's got to be the 40, isn't it? I just want to make sure the track's okay with this running 40. Oh, we'll go and have a look, Nitro. I think it does, Gary. I just want to make sure that we're okay to run it at Cambridge. I don't want to buy it and then find that we can't race each other with it. Of course, there'd be fights as to who gets the 40 over the 34 OBR. But I don't want to not be able to run it at a track, if that makes sense. So that's why it's tying up between the 35 V2, because if we want to race it, it's okay for when you go into a field. But if we want to race it at somewhere like Cambridge or other places that allow racing, then I want to still be able to do that with both cars. Because if one breaks or the engine goes, I can still get the other one out and run that. We can run both of them. Both boys are there, they can run both of them. Or I can run them with one of the boys, etc., etc. Whereas if you go with one to a track to race and you've only got the one and the engine goes or something breaks and you can't run it, you're a bit stuffed and it's a long way to go. So the 71's just as loud though, Alistair. I've got 46cc in my Lossy and a 34cc in Reed case in my Lossy Hybrid. And a 38cc in my Baja and a 45 in my Dragon Hammer. Oh, you got a few as well, Patrick. It's good to see that we've got a good blend of people that like electric, people that like crawling, people that like gas cars or petrol cars, because we like them all. So it's good that we've got that good blend, and I think it's probably paramount to the types of videos we put out. We don't just stick with one; we do different types of videos all the time. Well, we haven't done any real big sendy videos recently, but yeah, we're just having a laugh. What do you... Go 71 or 88 in the Dragon Hammer then, if you want bigger. Mark said a Taylor 34 demolish my car, eat the whole thing. I don't know whether to eat in one go. You definitely, from what I've seen with what happened to Jay's, what happened to not Dennis's, Robbie's, etc., you will eat the drivetrain. It won't go probably straight away, but within a few runs, you're done. Yes, if you want to go BRCA racing, I think 35, because you get small bore and big bore. And a big bore, and correct me guys if I'm wrong, because I'm not 100% sure on this, Enobium, Nitro, etc. will be able to correct me. I think small bore is up to 39 cc's, and once you go 40 and above it, they're considered big bore. So a small bore engine uses a 38mm piston, I think, and it's just the stroke. And again, I could be talking out my butt here, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's a 38mm piston, and it's just the stroke that changes. So even the Taylor 35 still uses, whilst it's using their custom piston, it's still a 38mm piston, I believe. Whereas once you then go to the 40, it becomes a bigger piston, so they class it as a big bore. Now please correct me if I said anything that's wrong there. So I think if you're going to go large scale, fifth scale racing, you have to be running small bore, which will probably be predominantly OBR 34s, whether it be probably full read or the Taylor 35s, or maybe ESP mods, or people do their own flow mods, and, you know, porting, etc., etc. And did the bonehead carbon links on the 40, super cool, can't wait to run them. It's getting to, what do you know? Where you know? Enobium and Nitro, you UK based, you US based? All I know is the summer, the spring's almost here, and it's going to be good to get the gases out again, because I don't like running them in the winter when it's all muddy and wet and horrible. It's just become a nightmare to clean. You got it, you described it about, oh, so I am learning something. Things do stink in my head for some reason. Beyonce large scale off-road lists these 23, 26, 30 or 32. I'm sure you can run the 34 and the 35 though. Or maybe the BRCA only allow up to 32cc Xenova ported engines. Yeah, I looked at, I mean, our OBRs are 34 full mod, non-read case. I looked at I was toying up between the two, and the cost in the UK, the cost of the power gain and the cost for new heads, things to go wrong, just didn't seem worth it. The price increase was like, it was like 1.5 extra horsepower, but it was 200 quid more for the engine. It was like 200 quid more if you needed to, if you messed the head and the piston up. It was like 350 quid for replacement head and piston. Whereas for the 34 full mod, non-read, it was only 150 quid, I think. So it was just like, I was going, for the extra 1.5 horsepower, if we were racing, yeah, of course you're going to do it, because you're going to want the extra 1.5 horsepower. But for what we were doing, it just didn't really make sense to do that extra price. And again, I'm looking at the Taylor stuff now, and visit the store, and I wish I could share the screen with you. Taylor engines. So the Taylor Lossy big bore engine. So if we go 30, they actually classify that as a big bore under there, but it's not. The 1.5, time you put the carb on there, and the Blackbone clutch and everything else like that, you're looking at £703. I probably need a new exhaust, so I'd probably get the Ollie mat for that. So if I was to pick up the second-hand one, I know is available, but it's silenced. It's 160 quid. So for the 35, I'll be looking at 700 plus 160, possibly another 60 quid on top of it. Be looking at £888 versus 40 GTV2 carb. Well, go for the 1257 Extreme Plus stack. Exhaust, you go for the Samba exhaust. Clutch system, you'd go 62mm clutch on that. And you'd go for the billeted head. Does come out to £1,523. So it is an extra 1,523 minus 881 is an extra £641. But can you put a price on happiness? That's the question. You've got to spend money to be competitive. Yes. If you want to race, sorry, these glasses are starting to wind me up now. Need better weather. Yep, just need the better weather, Nigel Fee. I've got to come out up your way this season and do some ripping. Where are you based, Nobium? You can buy a full Rallycross Honda K20 high compression for £9,000. Yeah, but you can't fit that in a 5T. Well, they're custom built, Griffey. That's the thing. You know, it's a small shop. He builds them to order. They're not in stock. The only one that are in stock are the 35s. And that is with the exhaust, it's with the clutch kit and everything else like that, and the carb. So there is a lot to it. I mean, the engine on its own, no carb, no exhaust, no clutch, no billeted head, is £949. So it only gets up higher because of what you're adding to it. But yeah, it's probably the most expensive part of a fifth scale is the engine. If you want a good race budget friendly engine for the 523, this has the 38cc for 300 quid. It's not a bad price actually. I know, that's what I'm thinking, Nobi. I mean, you're not wrong. And watching Mark have fun with his as well. And when I remember the video when Mark first got it, and I turned to the boys, and the boys were just like, or certainly Callum was just like, and I said to him, and he went, I want one. And I think I turned and I said, right, you guys got to watch more videos and everything so we can afford one. So yeah, it is super, super tempting, especially with the weather, you know, with the summer coming. Oh, Washington, that's right, I do remember, yes. I remember now. Sorry, my memory is not fading that much. It's coming back to me. I do remember last week when you mentioned where you were, and I can't remember the city it was, because I was talking about I've been to Spokane, etc., etc., etc. So, you know, hopefully one day I'll get back out to Washington State. That would be good. I'll read some chats here. I won't say who's saying it. It's not that I couldn't get one. Sima were going to send me one, but Corrali didn't. Oh, I won't say who that is. Corrali didn't want someone to have their car. Oh, RC Driver is a safe option for them as he's not very critical usually. Very true. In fact, he never says anything critical really. Worried you would give it an honest opinion and push it hard? Oh, yeah, I won't read all that out. But all very true. Because I know a few people that aren't getting them. RC Driver is a safe bet though, isn't he? It's always a safe bet. Thanks, Nobium. I might take you up on that actually if I get to come out that way. I know I'm in, hopefully in San Diego later in the year, around September time. I think I should be in San Diego. You know, the thing is, I used to have an agent in Seattle, and when I'd go to this conference in San Diego in September, they are wonky. It should be up there, and it's really starting to drive me mad because they're sitting low, and I'm doing that all the time, and it really is doing my head in. So I'm going back to see him, and he needs to do something so this one sits higher, just a little bit, because it's just slipping down, and then it winds me up because it's. Yep, could be coming to Florida soon, Greg. If our carriers open us up so we can write business in Florida again, or new business. Oh, itchy ear. Ah. Like a monkey here. Yeah, because I used to go to. I don't remember their address now. In Bellevue, that's right. Yeah, they were in Bellevue, so east part, not really Seattle, the east part of these glasses are doing my head in, is where they were. And then Florida-wise, normally Tampa, West Palm, St. Pete's, those sort of places, a little bit in Orlando. I used to do a conference in Orlando. It should be there. It's winding me up, really winding me up now. Where my heart is Somerset in the house. Ooh, it's an RC car. Hello, how are you? Long time no see. Would you get the 40G? I wouldn't get it anodized, no, because it just adds extra money. For what we do with it, I don't think there's any need to. I might ask him how much it is anodized, but just read to the guest quarters. If it did, it'd have to be in the hardcore blue, Josh. So like Craig, I'm about to call it night as well because these glasses are really doing my head in now. Well, he was the editor of RC Drive magazine for years, so very impartial on his reviews, doesn't want to upset any manufacturer. It's very true. Very true, Alistair. But at the same time, I think people, you do need honesty. There's no point. And this is one of the things that winds me up a little bit about the internet and influencers, or whatever you want to call them. We are not encouraging people to buy, but people do listen to what we say. So if I say something's really, really good, someone could buy it because of that and then be really, really disappointed about it because it's not really, really good.
And I personally can't live, I couldn't live, my conscience wouldn't allow me to do that. So that's why I have to, I'm not ever going to do, and I know other people that don't do it either. Um, what you see is what you get, and nothing's hidden, nothing's made up, and nothing's, just to, oh, it's really, really good just to get the sales. If it's rubbish or overpriced or bad or good, or if it's really good or it's cheap or it's a bargain, whatever it is, in our opinion, that's what we're going to say. But we're never going to do it just to please a brand or a manufacturer. Um, ever going to do that. And we're not going to do it just to get sales either. I was a bit surprised. I will be honest and say I was shocked that I actually people did buy that last Rolaro car off of off the link on our video. I was shocked. I didn't expect to sell any because we were fairly, we were, I say fairly brutal. We were brutal on the car. We were honest with the car, and I think it was too expensive for what it was. But 10 people bought it from our links, so um, I think probably better for the guys in the US because you didn't pay import tax, whereas we would have done. Yeah, I got a new prescription, and I had to get. The annoying thing is, when I was with the opticians and did the eye test, they then sit you down for the glasses, but I didn't get the glasses from them, so they went, "Oh, you didn't get these glasses from here, did you?" I went, "No." They went, "Right, just want the I like the frames. I just want the lenses changed. How much is that?" They went, "Well, it's cheaper to get new glasses with the lenses." I said, "I don't want new glasses with the lenses. I want new I just want the lenses." They went, "Well, new glasses 165 quid, but if you want just the lenses to be done to put in your glasses, it's 220 quid." I was like, "I'm not paying that." There's a place locally to me that where they manufacture the lenses on site. So I went to him, which is where I got the glasses from originally, and I said, "Can you do the new lenses?" And he said, "Yep, not a problem, 30 quid." But he needed to keep the frame to put the new lenses in. And it's like, ah, how long is it going to take? He said, a day, possibly 2 days tops. Problem is, I need the glasses to work. And I was in London Tuesday and Thursday. So I then ended up getting new frames, and he put the lenses in new frames. So the problem is, I'm just not quite used to these frames yet, and they're just a little bit, they just need a bit of adjustment. Um, and I don't know how to properly adjust glasses to make them fit properly, but they're just sitting a little bit so these slip down, and then I just want to twist them. So yeah, and I got new glasses, new frames, etc. 90 quid. So quite handy because I brought them back and I wasn't liking them. I couldn't quite see the screen. It was more for close up where my screens are a bit further away, so it's a bit blurry. So I rang him up and he said, "Not a problem." He said, "Give me 10 minutes. I'll knock the prescription back a bit and I'll have the new lenses for you." So literally 10 minutes later, I drove around there. He went, put the new lenses in, job done. So he literally made the lenses there and then. Bend the left arm up slightly, Dave. I don't think it does bend though. I don't want to break it. That needs coming. I'll be seeing him probably Monday because he's got my other frames, which he's going to put a different prescription in for me to work close up with. Oh, the glasses life, yes. My new prescription depends on what it's for. So, and this is no good for up here. So if I'm using it for that distance, my prescription is +2. But for near, coming in close like this, it's +2.75, and for distance, it's +1. So for distance, it's +1. For intermediates, it's +2, and for near, it's +2.75. Apparently. Oh, these are my first glasses. And these don't sit wonky. I just think these were too small. And plus they've lost the nose bit there. You just need to... Yeah, can I borrow some please, Alistair? I mean, have you got any spare? Extreme testing reviews are good. You then know how far you can push it and if it's the car you want. You pussyfooting around benefits no one to the limits and beyond is fair testing my eye. Yeah, that's what we think as well. You know, most people are not going to bash like we do, but at least you know what you don't want to do is have a bad landing and it break. I mean, it's like it's your problem now. But you know, if I show you this. This was the last outing for the Kronos with us. If I can find it. Now, it wasn't bashed hard. It did have a bit of a catastrophe crash. This is it here. Okay. I can replay this a few times if needs be. Tumble, 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 tumble. So it just kicked up the back. Boom. Comes around there, kicks up the back, does a few cartwheels. Boom. It comes round, kicks up the back, does a few cartwheels, boom. That broke it. Oh, my feet are killing me today. Don't know why. That's what broke. Sheared that off. Out. Done. Is it fair to say that shouldn't have done that? I don't know. Never had any other car ever snap its shock up like that. You wanted it, Alistair. You got you got a box full of spares though, so you're all right. It should keep you going for a while. Oh, thanks to my grey hairs. The silver fox. Yeah, but it broke it. Then the next lap, didn't even do a lap. And Jack did break the techno as well. It's a joke. I mean, I'm not being funny, and there wasn't one time we went out with the X-Tar and it didn't break. Cast, yeah. But it's not. I don't even know what alley they use. They must use the cheapest, junkest, nastiest alley you can imagine. Oh, Greg, while you're here, that was the ones I changed. They just worn out a bit too much. They still worked, but you can see where they'd worn. It just meant the rods or the eyelets just came off it a bit too much. Cadbury's Alley, yeah. Yes, Noah, that is the time, and I have cut that bit out because I did lose the plot with him a little bit. You'll see the bit where you can tell I'm not happy in the video. I didn't even get it on video either. Was that when he came on the track and up the straight bit? Yes, did one lap, broke it. So I'm trying to make a video out of it now at the moment. We go to the track with 3 cars. And Jack breaks 2 of them in very quick succession. See, my Corelli shirt gun is way out last night, so it's Corelli fanboy now. Yeah. Oh no, that's when you broke my TLR. Yes, it is. I'm trying to make a video of it. I'm struggling because I get a headache. Where's Noah's face? I'll put the sound on for this.
Noah's off. That's a lovely line there. Oh, he broke it! Oh no! Oh, he broke it! Oh no! Look at his face. You know what that means, don't you?
I'm paying for it. I won't pay for it. I will.
And then Noah broke the TLR. Or Sam, but you could say the Kronos is more fragile than Sam Smith, because he is an absolute joke. Yes, he is an absolute joke. The problem is you're all trying to do the triple. You just want to do the double. You try and do the triple, you land on that top, you bounce and you're off. You do the double, you land on the down, then you go. Otherwise you crash and you burn. I don't think anyone got a whole lap out that day at all. And it wasn't the track's fault, it was just the drivers, because I don't have a problem getting around the track now. Anyway, I've got to give myself a thumbs up, and then 11:15. I am going to call it a night because I'm getting a headache. Not your fault, guys. Just sitting here with these glasses on in this light and sitting in front of a PC all the time just does my head, my neck. Physio starts up again next Friday. I thought he was dressed up in some sort of condom. To be quite honest with you, I don't know what it was. I mean, he looked like a big knob. Maybe he's trying to express the fact he has got a knob and therefore he is a he. Don't know. But he just looked like a big phallic symbol with big balls. So he was just walking around like a big knob. Sam is a big tool, yes. How far it does fly well, doesn't it? CSL, how are you? MBRC, hi, how are you as well? Self-proclaimed silver fox. If only I was a self-proclaimed silver fox, I'd have all the women running around after me. But sadly I don't. And then I'd have to clear up the RC cars in here as well. Oh, one thing that you do get from Corelli, you do get these. Oh, I don't know what the date is on these. Well, 30th of May 2023. So you do get a nice bag of candy that makes you happy. And you have to have the candy that makes you happy because the car will depress you. So we are going to call it a night. Thank you for joining me again. If the part for the XRT doesn't turn up tomorrow, then we'll be fixing the steering on the XRT next week. I'm going to put it back together tomorrow with the stop bit on there, which doesn't make it steer very well, but it depends who's coming out. Anyway, guys, take care, stay safe. Love you all, as usual. I will try and get another video out soon. As you can see, I am working on it. It's just I get a headache and it comes all up back here when I'm sitting here trying to concentrate, and it kills me. So it's a bit of a pain at the moment. You might see me. If you're out now and I'm out and we're at the same place, I'm definitely going to be out. And I think Callum's possibly going to be out as well. Dan. You're probably not wrong though. I think that's what everyone. I think that's what all the people that say it's a good car when they're doing their reviews. I think they've eaten them before they go out. Chris's RC Gateway. Thank you very much. We're actually off ski. Take care, everyone. Stay safe, and I will possibly see you next week, or I might see some of you on Claire's live tomorrow. She's live, when we get that stream rocking and rolling as we normally do. Okay, well, there will definitely be people at Ark Noah. I know that for sure. You'll see it in the chat anyway. I'm pretty sure Martin will be there, Mark will be there, Jay will be there, Alistair will probably be there. Don't know. Don't think anyone else is doing it. There's possibly something else going on, but I don't know what it is yet. No one's decided because Mike Stallone is over. So he wants to meet up with a few people. But it depends on where they're going and what they're doing and how long for, if that makes sense. So anyway, stay safe. Love you all. Thanks for joining me. Mwah. Bye. Oh, you don't want to do that, do you?